The COVID-19 pandemic caused some strange and rare scenes in the world of darts, but one particular night of the Premier League was hit by a double header of coronavirus and a death in the royal family, making it even weirder than it would have been. Hello and welcome back to the Darts World channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the weirdest night of PDC Premier League darts in history, so make sure to stay tuned. When the calendar for the 2020 Premier League of Darts was announced, it was nothing out of the ordinary, with the only change being the introduction of the P&J Live in Aberdeen, meaning that there were now going to be a record 17 nights. The first 6 all went ahead as planned, but eventually the coronavirus pandemic began to play havoc, with the planned night 7 and 8 doubleheader in Rotterdam becoming the first Premier League nights to be postponed on the 12th of March. Just 4 days later, the planned night 6 in Newcastle was postponed, and on March the 23rd, rounds 10 and 11 in Belfast and Sheffield were postponed. On the following day, there was a triple postponement for the next 3 rounds in Manchester, Berlin and Birmingham. Then on the 9th of April, the final 3 nights in Glasgow, Leeds and London were postponed. The nights were all postponed rather than cancelled at first, with the PDC announcing a new schedule in July that would see nights 17 to 12 held behind closed doors in Milton Keynes, and then nights in Glasgow, Manchester, Newcastle, Sheffield and London with crowds. But by August, it became clear that wasn't possible, with 4 further nights being moved to the behind closed doors Milton Keynes block, with the only planned night to have a crowd being the playoffs in London in October. By September, changes in government guidelines meant that even that wasn't possible, with the final night being moved behind closed doors at the Ricoh Arena in Coventry. The first Premier League game held behind closed doors in Milton Keynes was Michael Smith versus Gary Anderson, and whilst it was great to have some darts back on TV to watch again, it was strange without the usual Premier League atmosphere. There also weren't any dancers on the stage, as there normally is on all Premier League nights, but they posted a message wishing the best of luck to all the players and staff. One thing which was normal was the calls of the referees, who still shouted the 180s rather than their toned down Players Championship versions.
You'll be difficult to beat. Another maximum.
The finals night also didn't have the dancers, who praised the staff for managing to get the event to go ahead. The 2020 Premier League was won by Glen Durrant, who, whilst achieving a great moment in his career, sadly didn't have any fans to celebrate it with during the trophy lift. Those 2020 nights were weird, but one specific one in 2021 was even stranger. All 17 nights were scheduled to be at Milton Keynes, and all of the early ones would have no crowd. However, the dancers were allowed back. Night 3 saw Johnny Clayton hit a 9-darter against Jose de Sousa, and on the very next night, de Sousa hit one of his own against Nathan Aspinall. Then, at around midday on the next day, it was announced by Buckingham Palace that the husband of Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Philip, had sadly passed away at the age of 99. It was reported that no sporting events would be cancelled as a result, but that there would be adaptations such as Minutes of Silence. Strangely though, the Sky Sports news channel was taken off the air, with viewers being diverted to coverage of the news. Around half an hour before the darts was scheduled to go on air, the dance team posted the following statement on social media. Our deepest condolences to the royal family on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Our role within the PDC is to create a celebratory atmosphere, and on such a sad occasion, it wouldn't be appropriate. Therefore, out of respect for the royal family, we won't be on stage tonight. We thank you for your understanding. That's kind of understandable, as it was on the night, and no sport would have had a celebratory atmosphere. There was also no pyro on the stage, like there had been on the other nights, and the walk-ons were shorter overall. John McDonald also didn't do his classic loud and long introduction for a world champion for Gary Anderson ahead of the first game of the night, where the strangest thing of all became clear: the referees had been asked to tone down their calls. Here's a 180 call from George Noble during the first game, for example.
Went for 16s and 8s, missed them.
Whilst this would have normally just sounded bad, it was made even worse as Sky Sports was still adding fake crowd noise, which was drowning it out and making it sound strange. Therefore, people felt that there was mixed messages given, particularly between Sky and the PDC, as following the game, Chase the Sun was still played. Peter Wright was even still allowed to keep using his normal walk-on song, Don't Stop the Party, I mean, surely that's creating a celebratory atmosphere. The players were also asked to tone it down on stage as the UK was in a period of mourning, which players like MVG and Nathan Aspinall, who were big characters on stage, would find very hard to do. Aspinall, who managed to get a draw against Michael, spoke about it during his post-match interview.
Was tonight's circumstances even worse for you?
Yeah, I said it to Mike at the end. Obviously, these things happen, and we've been told to tone it down. Obviously, we've got the bands on, and I appreciate that. And that obviously the callers can't give their normal shout. And darts is all about adrenaline, about feeling good, about pumping, about taking them shots out and giving it some so your opponent knows. And it just didn't feel right tonight. Obviously, when we're hitting 180s and Georgie's going 180, you can't feed off it. So yeah, it was tough. It was difficult, especially against a player like Michael, who I thought different circumstances tonight could have been. It could have been a voice ruiner, shall we say? But yeah, I enjoyed the game. To be fair, I always enjoy playing. To be in a position that I'm in to play the best player in the world on TV, I'm very happy. And when I nick a point off him, it feels better as well.
A few months before that, COVID had caused another strange night of darts, this time at Ali Pali. Initially, 1,000 fans were going to be allowed in every night of the World Championship, but they could only sit at tables of 4 with members of their household, and fancy dress and football-style chanting were banned. However, the night before the tournament was scheduled to begin, the PDC confirmed that the first night would be the only one with fans before Christmas due to the changing rules. It turned out that the first night was the only one of the entire tournament with fans. The layout of the room for the night was very weird, with the tables so far apart that fans joked it looked like an exam hall. Sure, it was great to have some fans there, and I'm sure the people there enjoyed their night anyway, but it just looks so weird, almost dystopian when you look back now. Someone at Ali Pali who didn't follow the fancy dress ban that night was defending champ Peter Wright, who famously came out in a Grinch piece. The walk-ons were strange and short too, as the players just walked on from the side of the stage rather than coming down a walkway through the fans as usual. That was actually the final night of PDC darts with fans in attendance until May 2021, when 1,000 fans were allowed in for a Premier League night in Milton Keynes. While the attendance was still low, the tables allowed 6 people and looked slightly closer together, and the rules seemed slightly more relaxed, creating a better atmosphere than the one we saw on that strange night at Ali Pali. Now I want you to let me know your craziest darts COVID memory in the comment section down below, and if you enjoyed this video and learnt something new, please don't forget to subscribe, as currently just 15% of my viewers are. You can also hit the bell icon to turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I upload a brand new darts video. Please also leave a like and comment down below if you have any other video ideas you want me to make. Thanks for watching.